Welcome, everyone. I'm Damesh, and co-hosting alongside me today is Samira. And we are both from the Heartfulness Australia Youth Committee and are so glad that you can join us here today. This is the Youth 2.0 Oceania Summit, which follows from Youth 2.0 India, US, and Europe, looking to re-engineer, reimagine, and recreate that new version of you. Now, you may be all asking, why do we need to update ourselves? You might be thinking of that person that just got 100% in every exam and or has their dream house and or has their dream job right now and thinking, what do they need to do better? And if you aren't thinking that right now, then pat on the back, it's probably you. Modest, modest. But to answer the question that I just posed before, maybe just look at our panelists. All of them are so diverse in thought and really what we can define as successful people in their own right. But really, when they will speak, they will give off different energies, they will make us feel different things, like inspire us, or make us question ourselves, or maybe just give us peace. And hence we believe that our theme for the seminar comes in, painting the inner canvas. These sensational speakers have chosen to paint their inner canvases, or inner characters, if you will, with vastly different colors or energies. They have made so many different choices in the fields they pursue. Some of them also come from so many different backgrounds. And yet, what do they all have in common? They are all successful people. And so today, we wanted to take this journey with you to pick up your paintbrush, pick up your palette, and pick your imagery and paint that inner canvas just the way you like it. And now, without much further ado, I wanted to hand over to Samira, who will be running through our program for today.
First of all, it would be great if you take this opportunity now, if you haven't already, to grab a notebook and a pen so you can write down any experiences you have from these heartfulness sessions and as well as the speeches. Please note that all these timings are in Australian Eastern Standard Time. So for now, a brief run through of today's program. It kicks off with a heartfulness relaxation and meditation session, which will be conducted by Karishma at 9:15 a.m. At 9:40 a.m., we will have the pleasure of hearing a keynote speech from Annabelle Williams, a Paralympic gold medalist, upon cultivating a growth mindset. This will be followed by a brief 15-minute break. At 10:55 a.m., a more interactive session with a Stanford-trained behavioral science coach, Marilyn Cornelius, which will be based on manifesting your true colors. This will be followed by another break. And then at 12 p.m., we will have a human rights officer, Joe Lagola, talking about moderating your mindset. This will give you all a well-earned lunch break at 12:45 p.m. We should be back by 1:30 p.m. for an exclusive interview session with Geraldine Hakewill, a renowned actress. After this, a heartfulness unwinding and yoga session will be conducted by Divya and Dipali at 12:15 p.m. This will be followed by a presentation on nurturing your inner beauty, conducted by Steve Lemos at 3 p.m. and an executive level education consultant. This will be followed by a brief break and a final opportunity to interact and gain feedback, all conducted by a final meditation session at 5 p.m. Also, please feel free to note down any questions you have in the Q&A through the Q&A function. Just letting you know that all of you will be on mute, but when we ask you a question, you will be unmuted. If there are any technical difficulties or questions, please note it down in the chat panel to all attendees and panelists, and we'll sort it out as soon as possible.
So a little bit about us. We are Heartfulness Youth Australia, the organizers for today, and are actually a self-initiated Heartfulness youth group that has the mission of breaking stereotypes of what it means to be a young person pursuing self-development and growth. Now, I guess you've probably heard enough of us two talking, I can imagine. So I want to bring on our first session for today. We wanted to give everyone the opportunity to experience the heartfulness practices for themselves. So without much further ado, I'll invite a heartfulness trainer who has been practicing for over 2 decades. Karishma, over to you when you're ready.
Thank you, Dharmesh. Thank you, Samira. A very warm welcome to you all. I'm extremely thrilled. I'm very delighted to be a part of this youth summit. I'm very happy that I have an opportunity to share a practical session, a heartfulness session with you all here. Now, heartfulness practices is just a set of heart-mind techniques, if you like, that helps you relax, calm down, feel centered, feel still, so you can take decisions with clarity. And if this all doesn't make sense to you, guess what? I was in your shoes not too long ago. So when I was 18, I started meditating. And no, it was not for any of those heavy reasons that people sort of burden you with now, like spirituality and, I don't know, clarity and consciousness. And none of that makes sense to me at 18. I don't know if it still makes sense to me now after 2 decades. But yes, I started meditating at 18, and I had a good reason to start meditating at 18. It is probably a reason that most of you would relate to me. I think half of the room here, maybe even the entire room here, would relate to this reason. I started meditating because my mom asked me to meditate. And I think I can see you all smiling. I mean, don't think that only you have the parental pressure. Every one of us has gone through that. So that was the parental pressure. I started meditating. I was 18. I was dating this guy whom I loved very much, my boyfriend, who happens to be my husband now. And I wanted my mom's approval, really, for this newfound love in my life. And because my mom was a very regular meditator, she was expecting us to appreciate this path, if you like. And so both my boyfriend and I decided that let's impress your mom. Let's start meditating. And purely for that reason, we started meditating, to impress mom. And look, I don't know if mom was impressed then, but I can tell you that my mom is, if she's actually logged in half the globe away right now. She lives in the US, but if she's listening to this conversation, I'm sure she's smiling, and I can talk for her. She's very impressed because both I and my husband are certified meditation trainers now. And most of our time is spent talking about the benefits of these relaxing techniques. So that's the story. That's why I started. The moral of the story is moms are always right. I'm really sorry. I really hope your moms are not listening to this conversation. I hope my son is listening to this conversation, but moms are always right. So that's the story of how I started meditating at 18. And then you guys must be thinking, why did I continue on? Because it was very clear that I didn't start for something that I felt very strongly about. So why did I continue on? And that's the serious part of the story. So a couple of years from when I first started, I moved to a new country. I moved to a new country far away from my loved ones, from my comfort zone, if you like, all my friends that I could confide in, that I felt comfortable with and shared my joys and sorrows with. I was totally away from them. New environment, new work, new relationships. And, I didn't take very well to it. I think I was in a really bad phase of my life. So, and for some of you, if you've not had that experience, you will experience a time where you're either, moving into a new house, I don't know, new work, new uni, new school, all of which can be very intimidating. And I was going through all of that at once when I moved away from my country. And so I was looking for some help. I really was trying to, and of course at that point, I was not looking for spirituality. I was not looking for, like I said, any of those heavy words that you come across right now. I was just looking for some help to, if you like, pull myself together. I wanted to pull myself together and find that old Karishma back, the one that went bang on, face life with a vengeance, which I could see that I have lost. I lost my original self. I lost that spark in me because I was burdened with all that was coming my way. Anyway, so being in this new country, I refound or revisited these heartfulness practices that Mom had introduced me a couple of years back. And this time around, I took to it like a duck to water. I was very comfortable. I could totally see the change. Perhaps because I was very needy. I was desperate for help. But also because I sincerely gave it a try, because it was one of my last hopes. I was in a new country. I couldn't even spend money to go out and buy medicines, So I thought, free meditation, why not? Let me give it a try. And I still remember the first feeling that I had after I restarted the practices. And probably the best way I can explain to you is with an analogy. Excuse me. So I guess most of you use mobile phones. And what do you do when your mobile phones, the battery starts running down, like, it's nearly dead? What do you do then? Run to recharge it, correct? And I was kind of in that situation. My batteries were totally drained and I was looking for help and I just wanted to recharge my batteries somehow. I wanted my full power back. And after I started this practice, I could feel that coming back. I was like, whoa, what's happening? I am actually getting recharged. If you like to use a heavy word, I would say, I don't know, rejuvenated. But recharge, let's say recharge. I felt recharged. And then I found myself going back to these practices and using them whenever I felt low or out of battery, if you like. So what happened is with this cycle going on, I started noticing that I'm unable to ignore the benefits of being charged all the time anymore. I wanted to not just go and charge myself when I was running low, but I started to see the benefit of being charged all the time to maintain that charge, if you like, which allowed me to go back to the world with a bang, with my original splendor, if you like. I found my old self back. I found my old Karishma back, and that was very exciting for me. Suddenly, all those heavy words started making sense to me. I could see that spirituality is not scary. It's I see spirituality as self-development. When I transform myself, when I develop myself, it is synonymous to spirituality for me. I still see it that way. If I transform myself, maybe I can help and contribute in transforming the world around me. So it didn't sound so scary to me. I started realizing the importance of being still and to be able to make decisions with clarity. All those things started making sense to me. And of course, I started being very regular. As I said, I couldn't ignore the benefits that came my way. And here I am. I still do that. I charge my batteries every day. I use something that helps me stay in tune with my original self. So that's the story of my life in brief. I mean, I could go on, but I think you got the gist. It has nothing to do with all those phrases that scare you. It has nothing to do with, I mean, it can if you want to, but you don't have to think about spirituality or consciousness or all that. Just think about a mobile. Just think about your mobile when you want to meditate, okay? Is it running low? Meditate. So, are you ready to recharge your batteries? I take it as a yes. So let's start. I'll take you through a guided relaxation session, followed by a quiet time where we will be meditating together. So you won't hear me guiding you at that time. I'll just guide you into the meditation, and there will be a few minutes where we'll just be meditating together. So before we start, if some of you haven't done the relaxation before, don't worry. Like I said, you just follow my prompts. But before we start, I generally recommend that you have a little journal and a pen ready next to you to note down your observations. Excuse me. So what do we observe? So some of you who are not used to writing a diary or journaling your experiences, I'll help you with it. So before we get on with the session, what I want all of you to do is join me in making some observations and writing it down. And then what we'll do is at the end of the session, we'll go through the same process of observing ourselves and writing it down so we can compare the change of state. You can see it as, I don't know, a goodie bag for this session. It's the difference with what you feel before and after is your present, is your gift from that meditation session. So how we start observing is, and I encourage all of you to start with me now. We'll close our eyes, we'll sit comfortably, and we tune in at 3 levels. So the very first level, I check how I'm doing. My state of being is my physical state. So I try to feel what my physical state is at the moment. Whether I'm feeling tight or tense somewhere, if there is any aches or pains or absence of it. And generally, it doesn't have to be like a whole storybook. You can write one. I mean, I would probably put one word or one sentence for how I am feeling physically at the moment. And then we move on to our mental state. So we check how we're feeling mentally, what our thoughts are like at the moment. Is your mind racing with thoughts of past, of future, or not? What is the potency of your thoughts? Are they disturbing thoughts? So maybe a line or two, or maybe just a word you can note down about this state. And then we go deeper into your heart, into the the realm of feelings, and make a note of, observe and make a note of how you feel in your heart. Are you feeling peaceful, joyful, guilty, sad, whatever it may be? without judging, you're just observing and making some notes. I'll let you open your eyes and make a couple of notes or journal it down. And then we'll begin with our relaxation session. So sit comfortably and close your eyes. Relaxation is all about letting go. And letting go is all about letting go of all the efforts that you're putting in from the time you wake up to the time you sleep. So just for the time being, we're going to let go of all the efforts as well that we put in. So let yourself loose, relax, and very gently bring your attention to your toes. Wriggle them if you like, and let them relax. Now feel a healing energy move up from the earth, entering your feet to relax your entire body. And as this energy flows up from your feet, your ankles, your calves, up to your knees, feel it relaxing your lower legs. Relax your thighs, your seat, and your pelvis. Until your entire legs are deeply relaxed. And as this energy moves up your back, feel it relaxing your lower back. And then your upper back. Feel your entire back and your whole spine relax deeply. Relaxing is all about absence of tightness. So absence of tight, if you have tightness anywhere, you need to relax that part. So feel this energy help you relax your abdominal muscles now. And then your waist. And then your entire chest area. Now relax deeply and let go of any burden you may be holding on your chest. Breathe in deeply, and as you breathe out, let go of any negativity that you may be holding on to. Until you feel lighter in your chest. Relax your throat and your neck, and feel your neck muscles loosen up as they relax. Deeply relax your shoulders now. And feel your shoulder blades melt away as they relax. Let go of any burden you may be carrying on your shoulders. Feel the absence of tightness. Feel your muscles loosen up as you relax completely. Let it be natural. Feel your upper arms relax, your elbows relax. And feel each and every muscle of your forearm relax too. Your wrists, your palms, all the way up to your fingertips are relaxing. And feel your entire arms deeply relax as they lay gently by your side. Now gently move your attention to your facial muscles and allow them to relax. So relax your chin, your mouth, your jaw. Let your jaw drop as it relaxes. Relax your cheeks, your earlobes, your nose. Feel your eyes close very softly and gently as they relax deeply. Relax your forehead, the crown of your head, all the way to the back of your head. And now as your whole face relaxes, feel it softening up. And feel a gentle smile on your face as you awaken to this beauty within you. And you may gently scan through your body. If there is any part that is still tight or tense, feel that the earth's healing energy is helping you relax that part now. And now your whole body, from the top of your head to the tip of your toe, is in a relaxed state ready for meditation. So very gently bring your attention to your heart. Around where your heart beats. And just rest in there. Find a sweet spot in your heart and just rest in there. Feel the love and light of your heart. And you may notice or observe that your heart illuminates your entire system. And this is where we will meditate, in our hearts. So to begin our meditation, just make a gentle suggestion that the source of light is present in your heart and you're attracted towards it. And just remain absorbed in this thought. Let all other thoughts come and go, but you will remain attached to this thought. No need to concentrate. No need to imagine. Just naturally allow yourself to be drawn to the source of light that is eternally present in your heart. If your thoughts drift away to past or future, gently remind yourself of the meditation process and continue on. Let's meditate. So thank you all for joining me today in this practical relaxation and meditation session. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I encourage you to make some notes and keep journaling throughout the day. You have a splendid day ahead today with some elite speakers, different walks of life. So make notes, and tonight when you go back to sleep, make sure you go through these notes, contemplate, introspect, and see what you've received. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Over to the hosts.